Hey, this is Kat, and it's hot. It's so hot, you have no idea. Oh my god. Anyway, I wanted to share with you some there's a lot of people who are feeling very insecure, depressed, overwhelmed with the political situation, and because I live in America, if you guys don't know, I have a lot of fans all over the world. Hi, Ireland. Hi, Australia. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, London. Anyway, I have a lot of fans all over the place. And in America, at least, a lot of us are dealing with the uncertainty of 45 is what I like to call him. But anyway, even when life is uncertain, we have to dig in deep. It's one of those things that challenges us to be greater than we thought we could. And one of the things that can be done in uncertain times is to unify, is to connect with really great people and to inspire each other, to push each other to be more positive, to be more enthusiastic, to be more motivated, to be more goal-oriented, to be a better person. And I feel that very strongly. I'm one of those weird people that can help other people better than I can help myself. Some people might think that I'm overcritical when it comes to my friends and the people that I really care about. I'm very encouraging, and I want them to believe that they can be the best person. And sometimes, when you're going through hard times, you're not seeing the sunrise. You're only seeing the mud. And sometimes you need other people to help pull you out. Sometimes you do it yourself. But one of the things that I've noticed right now is that a lot of people are coming to me, telling me their issues, and I thought I could make a video that might help other people so everyone can watch this video, and if it applies to you, you can learn something. Let's talk about men and women relationships. Everyone's heard about the Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna situation. And it's one thing to find it funny and amusing and gossipy, but on a deeper level, it says so much about a human being. One thing is we all have to take responsibility for the people that we choose to bring in our lives sometimes, and if you know what a person is, if you know their history, and they have a repeated mode of operandi, a way of behaving, it's very unrealistic if we're dealing with logic that person's going to change. And it's very interesting how a person like Rob Kardashian handled that situation. And part of me thinks, it's fake because a lot of it's based on a reality television dynasty of a family, that they create drama to get more attention, to sell more magazines, to sell more TV shows, to get more of a franchise situation going. Well, that's on one hand. And on the real serious level, it says so much about Rob, and it says so much about shaming somebody, and it says so much about someone doesn't behave the way you want to, so you punish them by posting quote-unquote revenge porn. One thing I would suggest to young people is that, posting nude pictures or your personal sex fantasies or whatever you're doing with a partner that may not last forever, to me is very unwise. If you guys don't know, which would be kind of odd, but you might not know if you come across this video by chance, I've been shooting entertainment and news for the last 10 years in Los Angeles. So I pretty much saw the rise of the Kardashians before they were even famous, and when Kim was just becoming famous, and Paris Hilton was, at the top of her game. I was there shooting and watching how reality television affected so many young lives. It became cool to take selfies. It became cool to do social media. It became cool to show your sexuality online. And that's something that the Kardashians and the Paris Hilton and people like that have to take some responsibility for. They really changed the way young people saw their sexuality and marketing it to a worldwide audience. I'm not gonna say if that's good or bad, but I see the ramifications of that. So fast forward to now, Rob decided to post those pictures of his baby's mama to punish her. And on one hand, I'm looking at him like, hey, dude, you're showing her body to men that like her body. You're not really hurting her. If anything, you're making her more popular. And it also makes Rob look really pathetic. Yes, most people think Blac Chyna isn't the most perfect person in this drama that they're fueling. But in regards to, posting her naked pictures online, he's only made her more famous. And it also makes Rob look really, really desperate. And pathetic and mentally ill. And the other thing is, if you need someone so bad that you have to destroy them or try to destroy them because they didn't do what you wanted to do, you have to look at yourself. To me, what Rob Kardashian did and what Donald Trump did with Mika from Morning Joe is similar, except he didn't have the naked pictures, but some people like to use the word blackmail. I used to use the word whitemail, but he whitemailed her with the scandalous thing that her and Joe were involved in a relationship for a while, and they broke up a marriage. And Trump used his connections with the National Enquirer to push that agenda, and had his staff, part of his staff, harass Mika and Joe Scarborough. And that's just not cool. Mika Brzezinski, if I said her last name right, sorry if I didn't. I'm thirsty. I haven't drank all day, sorry. Her father was a very prominent statesman for America. So she has a long history in her family of serving this country. So the whole thing for Trump to try to punish her, and it's interesting, he always uses the word blood. He has a thing about women bleeding, like if they're bleeding, they're not sexually available to him. That's where I get out of it, but I find this behavior disgusting. The other thing that gets tricky is once somebody uses that tactic, it's all bets are off, it almost seems like, because in the art of war, if someone's doing shady stuff and you're trying to live the high road, it becomes very difficult maintaining the high road when people are doing you dirt. So just long story short, when you are having fun sexually with somebody, keep it private. You don't need to blast it, you don't need to show it. Only if you want to and you're willing to deal with the ramifications thereof. But in regards to Rob and Chyna, he only made her look bigger. If he really did pay $100,000 for her plastic surgery, that's on him, and it's a gift. And if he really, really did it, and this isn't just a game, Rob should have worked out on himself, maybe got some more therapy, maybe got a personal trainer, maybe stop relying on Blac Chyna to satisfy all the needs that he has. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry on some levels for Rob, because I actually photographed him and interviewed him a long time ago, before he did Dancing with the Stars. And I remember Rob Kardashian, that was like, I think he was still in college, and I've got to find that video because it's in my archives. I have so many videos that I have to find and re-upload. But long story short, in this one particular video, he was on 3rd Street going to their favorite dry cleaning place, or Dancing with the Stars used to practice at the 3rd Street studio. But anyway, I remember a Rob Kardashian that was happy, that was handsome, that was smiling all the time, that just looked like life was good. And it's so sad to see I don't know, well, what's going on with them, you know what I'm saying? But with all the money that they have, and all the success they have, to act that way shows there's something missing, you know? And I wish he would get help. And on another note about men and women's relationships, I have so many male friends that tell me their stories. And sometimes, you know, I just think the world's crazy, you know. Personally for me, I don't have the energy and the time to be in bullshit relationships. I'm a serious person when it comes to, you know, who I love. And if the person's not right for me, I don't want to get involved emotionally, physically, mentally with someone that's just not, you know, necessary. I have so many goals that I want to achieve, and I have so much hill to climb right now that it's just not a part of my agenda. I have a friend, I'm not going to say his name, but he knows who he is because he's going to watch this video. He's a very talented person. He's a writer. You know, he got out of a relationship, and he got dumped. And he laughs about it. When we talk, he laughs about it. And one thing I found out about men is that when they laugh about a relationship, it means they were hurt deeply. Because men tend to not express their real emotions. They try to be tough. They try to be cool all the time, you know. And then he's like telling me he wants to get into a new relationship, or he wants to date new people. And I'm listening to him thinking, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, you just got out of a relationship, you got dumped, you know. You need to heal, you know what I'm saying? You need to like take care of yourself, work out, get your mind right, eat the right foods, focus on your book, change what you need to change with the book. There's issues with the title and the way the font looks and the layout and the artwork and stuff like that. But I told him, treat your book like it's your girlfriend. Love yourself, take care of yourself, nurture yourself, get that book done, because that's another stream of income, okay? He has a normal job that he hates, but it affords him, you know, money to pay the bills in LA, and LA is very expensive. But if he gets his book right, he'll have another stream of income. And then you have one book, you have 2 books, because he's got another book. And then once he's, you know, getting all that crystallized and perfect, it's going to move like a machine. It's going to get easier the next time. He's going to have 2 books on Amazon, generating income while he's doing his other work. He's an artist, it turns out. I saw his artwork and I was like, dude, you're really, really good. And I'm hoping that he's going to do something with his artwork on a larger scale. I used to work for Fortune 500 companies, so I'm always good with ideas. I'm an idea person. I like I said before, I help people better than I can help myself. It's a very strange, annoying trait that I have. But one of the things I was telling him was is utilize the people that he knows. He works with somebody that's a graphic artist. He never asked them if they could work on the layout of his book, you know. And like I said to him, instead of like wasting money on expensive dates, why don't you use that money to pay someone to do your graphic art for your book? Because that's going to be another stream of income. But you know, people are going to do what they're going to do. And I'm going to see the next week or two if he actually achieves certain goals that he said he would do. And the way my mind works, I'm at a point in my life that if I'm either coaching or trying to work with a person, if they're not producing what they promise or what they say, I have to cut them loose because I have so much energy to give, but I can't give it to people who do not respect my time. It's almost like being a personal trainer, except with ideas. If he's not willing to commit and respect his own talent, I don't have time to even deal with him. So, I really don't. Let's get back to another male friend. You know, he works a job. He's doing everything. And he's messing around with some chick who he knew when he was in, like, high school or whatever. And she played a trick on him. She told him she was pregnant. And then, you know, he was all excited, even though they weren't really, like, in love or anything like that. And then later she played this thing, like, give me some money or, you know, I'm not going to have the kid. And I just looked at him because I didn't want to hear anymore. And I said, why would you mess around with somebody like that? You need to raise your game. You know, like I said, a lot of these problems people put on themselves. You know, one of the things that you have to think about when you're an adult is, who are you fucking? And what I mean by that is, like, if you're having sex with someone and you're being sloppy and you're not using birth control, condoms, spermicide, cups, whatever, IUDs, if you're not using any, you know, fail-safe, and no birth control isn't 100% perfect. What happens if the person gets pregnant? You got to think about these things. You know what I'm saying? So many people, they just don't get it. Nature is a very funny thing. You know, when you're young, your hormones are going crazy, and nature is trying to procreate. And sometimes you use birth control, and you think you're safe, and things happen. So, in my mind, if you are having sex, and the person, you could get pregnant with the person, whatever, you better be thinking about that as a possibility. And don't be surprised if it happens. And if the person is no way in hell you want to have a baby with, maybe you shouldn't fuck them. Sorry, that's just one of the things I think about. But yeah, it goes from even rich, extremely wealthy athletes, you know, they sleep around and they have all this money and they don't care if they've got 15 baby daddies and stuff. I don't like that stuff. I think it's tacky. But the other thing is, I meet a lot of great women that are single. Like, I was talking to this lady today and she said to me that, you know, she was talking to this guy and she said to him, you know, I'm not going to have sex with you. And he pretty much said to her, what are you good for? Because that's all he wants. See, and it becomes this other issue of, what do you do when you're a decent person and you're trying to date or whatever you're doing, and guys expect you to have sex and you don't want to have sex because you're waiting for something different, and you know, everyone's different, and then they try to berate you because you won't do what they want you to do. These are decisions that happen, and you have to be okay with the decisions you make. But every time you have sex, there is a risk of not only pregnancy, but STDs. There's also a risk of falling in love and being hurt and it not working out. So it happens to all of us. So one of the things you can do is to focus on your career. Focus on what being a strong person. Focus on taking care of yourself no matter what, you know, and letting go of the drama. I think with Rob and people like that, and even the guy that had that girl that said she was pregnant but wasn't, the drama becomes an addiction that you get hooked onto. The highs and the lows and the, is he going to call me? Is she going to call me? Is he sleeping around? I can't imagine someone getting turned on by making me jealous. Like, I can't imagine any of the men that I love sending me a video of them fucking another chick. No man that respected me or loved me would ever do that. That's just sick. So the games those two are playing, that's on them. But what I'd like to just to share with you in this video to wrap it up is make better choices. Focus on yourself. Be the best person you can be. Be the person you want to date. So many people are lazy. They want the other person to be good looking. They want the other person to be in shape. They want the other person to be a good cook. They want the other person to be a great lover. But they don't do anything themselves. And I bitch about it all the time, but these fat fucking people, mostly men, who want these hot, young chicks, make me want to throw up because they don't even give a fuck about what they look like. I am a very sensual person, visually stimulated person. I like very attractive men. A lot of men like very attractive women. I don't want to settle for a fat fuck. Sorry. Just like most men wouldn't want me to be fat. But I don't know what else to say because I'm not trying to insult people that are large. But it says something about if it's not a medical condition, if you're just eating out of control and, you have no self-discipline, I just think it's so weird that men think, oh, I don't care if I'm 300 pounds, but the chick better be 125. I find that ludicrous. So, whatever. But one thing I've learned is if it's not worth it for me, I don't want to get involved emotionally. Because when I'm in love, I love the person. It's no joke. I don't have time to waste that energy. And I think sex and making love is a beautiful thing. It's spiritual, it's cosmic. You can heal each other. And it's something not to be played with. But everyone's different. But just know who you sleep with has an effect on you and other people. And consequences can happen that you didn't expect if you're not thinking straight. So just be smart. I hope that helps. I hope I didn't ramble on too long. But this is Kattalestv. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. And I do have a .com, Kattalestv.com. So thanks for listening, and I hope that shared some knowledge. Stay blessed. Bye.